The only reason I don't like the alliance is because I just wish BB could move on from the single race alliance. It's a diverse game now. I feel like it's too simplistic of a way of seeing it. David says, I love the cookout. We love to see an all-black alliance. I love it too. I love that they have each other's backs. And to those who are going to say, oh, isn't it raceless if all the black people band together? Usually that's what happens in every season. It's just that it's not, explicitly said, right? So there's nothing different with the cookout. Personally, the cookout, I'm just going to call them the Black Brigade because literally their blueprint is to be like the brigade, not to hang out too much together because they know that if they hang out too much together, people are going to, group them. And also remember what happened to Bailey and Davon last season. Both of them were saying, oh, let's not be with each other too much because people are going to think we're in a lot. People are going to think that we're in an alliance. And that's what ended up happening. So I really hope that they're slick. I feel like they're more slick because the difference between them and Bailey and Devon is that Bailey and Davon looked kind of similar, tall, black women, close in age, about a 5-year gap between the two. So it makes sense that they're friends. But when I look at what's his name, Xavier and a Tiffany, or an Aza and I guess Xavier maybe, I don't see them being friends. So it's the perfect shield for an alliance. Also, the thing they're doing is what is kind of like the brigade, is the fact that they want to be friends with different people in the house. For instance, from what I'm seeing from the show, Derek says that he has a final 2 with Frenchie. We can see that Xavier is very close to Alyssa, always touching her. We know he has a crush on her and everything based on what we saw in the show. Who's friends with Derek? So they all have their little branches. So they're essentially emulating the strategy of the brigade, Josh Cohen says, LOL, I remember that video about Travis I told you about Barstool. You know what? I literally clicked on it and I was like doing something else and I completely forgot to watch all of it. But is it a good video? What is it? Was it funny? Did you find it funny? Because I feel like Barstool humor could be kind of, not that funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I have to give them a chance. Can't judge by a book by its cover. David says, did you see Alyssa's face when Christian said that they look good together? Yo, I feel like she was like, yo, what the heck? And he was trying to hint at the fact that they could be good together. Like, I think from what I saw, that Christian was into her, but it wasn't reciprocated. Is Alyssa into anyone in the house? Does anyone know? I know Sasu's not here today, but I wish someone could confirm, like, who's Alyssa liking? And she's a bit more shy than I thought, because she said that she's not really, in real life, she doesn't flirt with people, but I think she's so pretty that, like, people just flock to her. That's why she doesn't need to flirt with people. People just flock to her. By the way, I'm so sorry. It's so hot. Like, I try to put a lamp in front of me to be able to, to light my face up. And I tried not to put the fan because it makes a lot of noise. So I'm sweating bullets right now. So yeah, so Josh says, the only reason I don't like the alliance is because I just wish BB could move on from the single race alliance. It's a diverse game now. I feel like it's too simplistic of a way of seeing it. We haven't yet seen a successful Black alliance. And the thing is, you see it as a race alliance, but I really see it more as a safety net because we see that in past seasons, when you're Black or when you're a minority, people tend to get evicted very quickly. And it may not seem like it's because it's a race thing, but it's definitely implicit biases. The fact that, let's say if I were to be a blonde girl and I see another blonde guy, we'll tend to flock together. And the fact that there are more blonde people and Caucasian people in the house makes it such that the Caucasians still stick together usually, and the people who are minorities are ostracized. And that's why it's not enough to have like a Black cast. We want to see that Black cast doing well. Once we'll see that someone is not ostracized because of their race, then we'll be able to say we're moving past that. But right now, the reason why we have it is because we haven't, gone above that step.
I just want to expand my thought a little bit that I had during the live stream. I want to make a parallel with all women's alliances. The reason why we have all women's alliances is because women tend to get picked off easily when you have strong, dominating males in the house. And that's why by having a strong female alliance, it's not so much discriminatory. It's because there is a real threat that exists because of the person's demographics. And so for the same purpose, we need a Black alliance because we know that just based off the color of our skin, we're going to be picked off the game, if that makes any sense. I hope that clarifies my thought.
Last season, who won? Like, in regular Big Brother, a Black person has never won or been like close to, like, in final 2, actually, you know? I think Danielle Reyes was like final 3 in her season, and June Sun is the only was an Asian woman who, Casey, I guess to a certain extent, she's half, but we don't see yet a lot of people of color in Big Brother's succeeding, right? It's something very, 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 I can't even speak. My mouth is, it's not something we're seeing yet. We have the cast, but we need to see it succeed. And to tell you that this season in 20 years has been the first season with such a diverse cast means that we still have a lot of progress to do, because after 20 years, that's not normal. That is the first time we have that much diversity. And it's I find it funny that it's because of Big Brother Canada that they decided that, okay, yeah, we have to be diverse this year. Big Brother Canada 9 gave us an amazing season. And I'm pretty sure it happened because of the diversity of the cast, because we had different people and the bonds were kind of unexpected, who aligned with who, you know? The dynamics were so crazy in that house. So yeah, so I don't think we're there yet, Josh. David says, but we live in a country that targets POC 1000%, just responding to Josh, right? And they're trying to prove our country wrong, especially after the BLM movement. They want to make a mark. Yes, I'm not sure if it's because of the BLM movement, because last year we had BB23 and we saw how messy that season was, right? Every single POC got evicted in the first few weeks, and that was like sketchy. And the fact that the major alliance, like the dominant alliance, wasn't aligning with POCs, that too shows implicit biases. It doesn't feel like it, but yeah, anyways, let me read the rest of your statement. And they're trying to prove our country wrong. Yeah, I think they had a lot of pressure from Big Brother Canada, because this season, Big Brother Canada 9 was so good and so diverse, in terms of sexual orientation, in terms of color, everything. So yeah, so they had the pressure, BBUS had the pressure this year to do better, you know, because they don't want Big Brother Canada to be the dominant North American franchise, which I think it is. Especially after the BLM movement, they wanted to make a mark. Yes, which I love. 1000% agree with you. David says, at Anis, I think her accent is French Canadian. It's not French. It's just Hollywood lit a fire under Derek X's ass, you know. Anyways, so then we see the formation of the cookout. I love the name but then again, it's very easy to get caught with a name like that, right? Ooh, sorry. I don't know if I should lift up my arms. Sorry for that view, guys. Oopsie. But yeah, so they call themselves the cookout. I kind of feel like it's a bad name because it's very obvious. If someone hears the cookout, we already know what the cookout means, you know? But anyways, I call it the Black Brigade because they said that they would use the same strategy as the brigade to literally be friends with the whole house and each have different branches of the house, but be the core together. By the way, can you guys, yeah, that's that. Anyway, so yeah, so they have a Black Alliance. And at first I was like, I'm not buying the whole representation thing, because ultimately when you go on Big Brother, it's a selfish reason. I don't feel like you're doing it to be a representation. And even me, if I were to go on Big Brother, it wouldn't be for the representation. It would be because I want to be on Big Brother. Obviously, as a result of being on the show, I would want to leave a good impression to be a good representation for my community. But in itself, the end goal is to win Big Brother, is to have a really good experience, right? So I find it, I don't like when there's virtue signaling, if that makes any sense.